The OnePlus 11 is OnePlus's flagship phone at the time of recording, and unlike last year, the differences between it and Samsung's S23 Ultra are a lot more noticeable. Here are the main takeaways. The Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra has a great telephoto camera, IP68 dust and water resistance, better battery life and wireless charging, also a stylus. The OnePlus 11 has faster charging speeds, a physical alert slider, louder speakers, it's more comfortable to use, and unfortunately, I'm having a lot of problems with mine. But which is faster? Though both devices share similar top-tier hardware, including Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processors, UFS 4 storage, and LPDDR5X RAM, the S23 Ultra wins, mostly due to better software. It's true that the version of the 8 Gen 2 Samsung is using is a little faster, and it shows in benchmarks like Geekbench and 3D Mark, but you'll have a hard time seeing that in day-to-day performance, including gaming, which was great on both by the way, allowing you to play demanding games like Genshin and Asphalt on higher settings and frame rates. But as the stability scores show, the S23 Ultra might be the better hardcore gaming device. Plus, both phones throttle to prevent overheating with the CPU stress test, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. Unlocking with the in-display fingerprint sensors are generally quick, but about once every 2 days, the OnePlus will not read my print until I hit the power button and try again. Navigating around the S23 Ultra is as fast as I've ever seen, but again, the OnePlus 11 has some problems. It really doesn't want you to easily leave the app drawer unless you reach to the top of the phone, but not all the way to the top since you'll accidentally pull down the notification shade. Plus, you can't use folders in the app drawer. So I installed Nova Launcher, and it works fine sometimes, but it introduces other problems like stuttering and system hang when closing apps. Which has the better screen? The S23 Ultra, but mostly because of its better peak brightness of 1750 nits versus the 11's 1300 nits, and this really only matters for outdoor viewing, but both are easily to see in direct sunlight, except for when the OnePlus 11 refuses to automatically brighten itself, which happens about half the time, and it's annoying. Besides that, the screens are really similar. Both are AMOLED with QHD resolutions and adaptive refresh rates that top out at 120Hz, but can drop much lower to save battery life. Both also have great color representation. Now the OnePlus has a much higher touch sampling rate at 1000Hz compared to the Ultra's 240Hz, which means gamers may still prefer the 11, but the S23's 6.8-inch screen does have Gorilla Glass Victus 2 compared to the 11's 6.7-inch display with 2-year-old Gorilla Glass Victus. Of course, the Ultra also has that included stylus, if you're interested in stylusy things. What about the cameras? Here's a noticeable difference. The S23 Ultra has more hardware with a 10x telephoto and a new 200 megapixel main sensor, but I actually prefer the photos from the OnePlus. Here are a lot of camera samples, and essentially both devices do a very good job most of the time, but the 11 is often brighter, which certainly helps these selfies from the selfie camera. If this video has been helpful so far, please give it a like, and thank you for that. I did get a weird result when the S23 turned on focus enhancer, which switches from the main camera to the ultra wide, and it looks much worse. The OnePlus can also do this with its automatic macro mode, but it didn't for this scene. Also, about half of these shots of my dog look terrible on the S23 with a dark halo due to the fast motion. The OnePlus didn't have any issues with fast moving subjects. Video looks respectable from both, but the S23 Ultra is the video winner since it allows you to shoot in 8K30, use 4K portrait video, and shoot 4K from all of its cameras, including the telephoto and selfie cam. Alright, here's selfie video from the OnePlus 11. Alright, here's selfie video from the S23 Ultra. Both apps provide manual video controls and HDR video recording, but only the OnePlus allows you to film in log. For audio quality, both phones have stereo speakers and sound good, but I think the OnePlus is noticeably louder.
Should I ever tell them how I really Should I ever tell them how I really
I didn't have any issues with Bluetooth pairing, dropouts, or quality on either device, and neither have a headphone jack. How about the batteries? Both 5000 mAh batteries get you through at least a full day, but I'm getting a day and a half from the Samsung with my typical use, and only a day from the OnePlus. But if you want to charge up quickly, the OnePlus's 80-watt included charger will fill the device from 1% to full in about 27 minutes. Sadly, the S23 doesn't come with a charger, and it's limited to 45-watt charging that fills up the device in just under an hour. So at least the S23 Ultra charges wirelessly, which the 11 cannot do. What about the software? I haven't seen much about the issues I'm experiencing with the OnePlus 11, so who knows? Maybe there's just a problem with my device. I'm using the unlocked global version of the OnePlus 11, and I cannot update Oxygen OS, even after factory resetting, and trying some other workarounds. So these problems might have already been fixed by this update that I can't install. That's a problem OnePlus will hopefully address soon. Another issue I'm having is with this region lock pop-up that makes me concerned that this unlocked global version will eventually stop working on network sensitive in the States. For now, I haven't had any issues with connectivity with Mint Mobile, and T-Mobile shows it is fully compatible, but Samsung's One UI is just better and highly polished. Plus, I haven't found any bugs, besides the dark halos on moving subjects from the camera. Both devices launched with Android 13, and will receive 4 years of OS updates and an additional year of security updates, which is great to see. I would prefer the OnePlus over the Samsung, since it's easier to hold with its smaller size and lower weight. It has an alert slider, it's got tighter vibrations from its haptic motor, slightly better camera performance from the main sensor, and it's about $300 cheaper at the time of recording. I think the OnePlus 11 is still a really good buy. I expect OnePlus will eventually provide an update for my unit, but because of all the problems I've had, the S23 Ultra has been much easier to use, and I think the S23 series is a safer bet right now. If you think the OnePlus 11 or S23 Ultra is the right phone for you, you should check out Wireless Place, since they have OnePlus and Samsung devices, as well as phones from Xiaomi, Realme, Motorola, and more. They ship fast, have great prices, and if you want to save a little bit more, please use my discount code PC10 when you check out. A link to the site is in the description. Please subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and check out my OnePlus 11 or Samsung S23 Ultra camera videos right up here when they're ready. And feel free to comment with any questions you might have, and I will answer them perfectly. Probably.